Beloved child, if this message has appeared before you right now, do not dismiss it as a coincidence. There is a reason your eyes landed on these words today. There is a reason your heart feels pulled to keep listening. I, Archangel Michael, come with a message that carries urgency, revelation, and a warning that many would prefer you never hear. Only 2 minutes left. Those words are not about a clock on your wall. They are not about panic. They are not about fear. They are about a spiritual countdown that has already begun around the place you call home. Something has been hidden for far too long. Something has been operating in silence. Something connected to the house you are living in is about to be revealed in a way that nobody will be able to ignore. And yes, a woman connected to this situation is going to be exposed. Before you assume you know who she is, keep listening. Because the truth is far deeper than what you currently imagine. For months, perhaps even years, strange things have happened around you. Moments that seemed too unusual to explain. Conversations that felt suspicious. Doors that closed unexpectedly. Opportunities that vanished at the last second. A strange heaviness that entered your home without warning. You tried to ignore it. You tried to explain it away. You told yourself you were overthinking. But deep inside, a part of you knew something wasn't right. That feeling was not random. Your spirit was detecting what your eyes could not yet see. There has been hidden energy surrounding your environment. Not every person who enters a house enters with pure intentions. Not every smile carries honesty. Not every act of kindness comes from a sincere heart. Some people carry secrets. Some people carry jealousy. Some people carry motives they carefully hide beneath pleasant words. And one woman connected to your situation has been carrying a secret that is becoming too heavy to hide. The moment of exposure is approaching. Child, there is something you must understand. The house you are living in is not just a building. It is a spiritual territory. Every room holds memories. Every wall has witnessed conversations. Every doorway has seen people come and go. Every corner carries traces of what has happened there. And recently, heaven has been observing unusual activity connected to your territory. Many times you felt drained without explanation. Many times you felt watched. Many times you felt uncomfortable around someone even though they gave you no obvious reason. That discomfort was a warning. Your spirit was recognizing what your mind had not yet identified. The truth is beginning to surface. The mask is beginning to crack. The performance is becoming impossible to maintain. And very soon, what has been hidden will move into the light. You may be wondering why this revelation is happening now. The answer is simple. Because your season has changed. For too long, you have carried burdens that did not belong to you. For too long, you have absorbed confusion created by other people. For too long, you have questioned yourself when you should have been questioning the situation. Heaven has seen enough. The period of secrecy is ending. The period of exposure is beginning. Listen carefully. The woman involved may not be who everyone suspects. Sometimes the loudest person is innocent. Sometimes the quietest person is not. Sometimes the one who appears supportive is the one creating confusion behind closed doors. This is why you must avoid rushing to conclusions. The revelation will arrive in its own way. The evidence will speak for itself. The truth will not require force. It will reveal itself naturally. And when it does, many people will stand shocked. Because the image they believed was never the complete picture. Beloved child, there is another reason you were guided to hear this message. You have been carrying unnecessary guilt. You have blamed yourself for situations you did not create. You have replayed conversations in your mind. You have wondered whether you made mistakes. You have questioned your judgment. But there are things that happened around you that were never your fault. Certain events were influenced by information you did not possess. Certain conflicts were fueled by hidden actions taking place behind the scenes. And when the truth emerges, you will finally understand why so many things never made sense. You will stop blaming yourself. You will stop carrying responsibility for another person's choices. You will finally see the missing pieces. The countdown has already started. Not a countdown to disaster. A countdown to clarity. A countdown to revelation. A countdown to freedom. Because exposure is not punishment. Exposure is liberation. Truth sets people free. Lies keep people trapped. The reason this situation has felt so heavy is because hidden things always create pressure. Secrets require maintenance. Deception requires energy. False appearances require constant effort. Eventually, every hidden thing becomes exhausted. Eventually, every mask slips. Eventually, every performance ends. That moment is closer than you realize. There is also something important about your home that heaven wants you to know. Your home is being spiritually prepared for a new chapter. The atmosphere is shifting. Old energy is leaving. Confusion is losing its grip. What once felt blocked is beginning to move. What once felt delayed is beginning to open. You may not see all the evidence today. But the shift has already started. Some of you listening have noticed unusual signs. You have noticed repeated numbers. Unexpected conversations. Strange dreams. Sudden realizations. Moments where you felt an overwhelming urge to clean, reorganize, or remove certain objects from your space. Those impressions were not meaningless. They were signals. Your spirit was preparing for change before your eyes could recognize it. And now the change is arriving. Listen carefully because this next part is crucial. When the woman is exposed, avoid celebrating. Avoid revenge. Avoid mockery. Avoid becoming consumed by anger. The purpose of revelation is not destruction. The purpose of revelation is truth. Let the truth speak. Let the facts stand. Let heaven handle justice. Some battles are not won through confrontation. Some battles are won through patience. The truth has a way of defeating deception without assistance. You do not need to force what heaven is already uncovering. Many people listening right now have been wondering why certain relationships suddenly changed. Why communication became strange. Why trust started feeling fragile. Why someone seemed different. The answer is that hidden realities have been operating beneath the surface. What you sensed was real. You were not imagining it. Your intuition was trying to alert you. And now confirmation is coming. There is a reason you survived everything that happened. There is a reason every attempt to break your spirit failed. There is a reason you are still standing. The forces working against you underestimated the protection surrounding your life. They assumed confusion would weaken you. They assumed delays would defeat you. They assumed secrecy would control the outcome. But they forgot something important. Heaven sees everything. Nothing escapes divine observation. Nothing remains hidden forever. Nothing stays buried indefinitely. The truth always rises. Always. Even when it takes time. Even when people doubt. Even when circumstances appear hopeless. Truth always finds a path to the surface. And your situation is no exception. A major turning point is approaching. The house that has witnessed uncertainty will soon witness clarity. The place that held questions will soon hold answers. The environment that felt heavy will soon feel lighter. The confusion that surrounded you will begin to dissolve. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of understanding. Many listeners are about to discover that events they thought were random were actually connected. Pieces that seemed unrelated will suddenly fit together. Statements that once seemed harmless will reveal deeper meaning. Actions that looked innocent will make sense in a completely different way. That is what exposure does. It reorganizes reality. It reveals what was hidden. It shows people what was always there. Beloved child, do not fear what is coming. You are not being abandoned. You are being informed. You are being prepared. You are being positioned to move into a season of greater wisdom. The coming revelation may surprise you. It may challenge assumptions. It may force certain truths into the open. But ultimately it will benefit you. Because truth is always more valuable than illusion. No matter how uncomfortable the process may feel. The next chapter of your life requires honesty. The next chapter requires clarity. The next chapter requires the removal of deception. And that process is already underway. Stand firm. Remain calm. Keep your heart focused on what is right. Do not become distracted by rumors. Do not become consumed by speculation. Allow events to unfold naturally. The truth is already moving. The exposure is already beginning. The countdown is already active. And the house you are living in is about to witness something that changes everything. Remember these words. What is hidden cannot remain hidden. What is false cannot remain standing forever. What is concealed cannot stay concealed indefinitely. A woman connected to this situation is approaching a moment where truth will become impossible to avoid. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why heaven insisted you hear this message today. Because you were never meant to remain in confusion. You were always meant to walk in truth. You were always meant to see clearly. You were always meant to be free. The revelation is coming. The exposure is approaching. The answers are nearer than they appear. And heaven is already preparing the way. Beloved child, now that you have heard the warning, there is something even more important that must be revealed. The exposure itself is not the biggest event. What happens after the exposure is what will truly change your life. Many people think that when a secret is revealed, the story is over. But in your case, the revelation is only the beginning. Because hidden beneath the deception, hidden beneath the confusion, hidden beneath the strange events surrounding your home, there is another truth waiting to emerge. And this truth concerns you. For a long time, certain people have underestimated you. They looked at your struggles and assumed you were weak. They saw your silence and assumed you knew nothing. They watched your patience and mistook it for blindness. They believed they could control the narrative because they thought you would never discover what was happening. But heaven has been watching. And heaven knows exactly what took place behind the scenes. There were conversations you never heard. Plans you never saw. Words spoken in private that were carefully hidden from you. People assumed those words would remain buried forever. They believed time would erase the evidence. They believed nobody would connect the pieces. But they forgot one thing. Truth has a memory. Truth never disappears. Truth waits. And when the right moment arrives, truth steps into the light. That moment is approaching faster than anyone realizes. Beloved child, have you noticed that certain people seem nervous around you lately? Have you noticed strange changes in behavior? Unexpected silence? Forced smiles? Awkward conversations? There is a reason. Some individuals sense that the season of hiding is ending. Even if they cannot explain it, they feel it. Deep inside, they know something is shifting. The confidence they once carried is beginning to fade. The certainty they once possessed is disappearing. Because when exposure approaches, people often become unsettled before the truth is revealed. The spirit recognizes what the eyes cannot yet see. This is why some people around you may suddenly seem different. Do not ignore these signs. But do not obsess over them either. Simply observe. Simply pay attention. Simply remain aware. The answers are already moving toward you. There is something else you must understand. The woman connected to this situation has been operating under a false sense of security. For a long time she believed nobody would ever question her actions. She believed her image was untouchable. She believed her version of events would always be accepted. But appearances can only protect a person for so long. Eventually reality begins to surface. Eventually contradictions appear. Eventually people start noticing details that were previously overlooked. And once that process begins, it becomes impossible to stop. Heaven does not need dramatic confrontations to reveal truth. Sometimes a single conversation changes everything. Sometimes one unexpected discovery opens the door. Sometimes one forgotten detail exposes an entire deception. The process has already started. You may not realize it yet. But pieces are moving into position. Information is traveling. Connections are forming. And soon, someone will notice something that cannot be ignored. When that happens, the entire situation will begin to unravel. Beloved child, this message is not meant to create fear. It is meant to prepare you. Because when exposure arrives, emotions can run high. People become defensive. People become emotional. People try to rewrite history. People attempt to shift blame. You must not be pulled into that storm. Remain calm. Remain grounded. Remain focused. Truth does not require panic. Truth does not require chaos. Truth stands on its own. The more peaceful you remain, the clearer you will see what is actually happening. Many listeners have been carrying an invisible burden inside their homes. You walk through the rooms. You complete your daily routines. You go through life as usual. Yet something feels off. Something feels unsettled. You cannot always explain it. But you feel it. That feeling exists because your spirit senses the tension between truth and deception. Your soul has been waiting for resolution. Your soul has been waiting for clarity. Your soul has been waiting for freedom. And freedom is closer now than it has been in a very long time. There is another revelation that must be shared. Not everyone who appears to be against you is actually your enemy. And not everyone who appears to be on your side is truly supporting you. This is one of the greatest lessons you are about to learn. The coming events will reveal people's true positions. Masks will fall. Motives will become visible. Character will be exposed. Some individuals will surprise you. Others will disappoint you. But all of it will help you move forward with greater wisdom. Because wisdom often arrives through revelation. And revelation is arriving now. Beloved child, there have been nights when you questioned everything. Nights when you lay awake wondering why life felt so complicated. Nights when you asked heaven for answers. Nights when you wondered whether anyone truly understood what you were carrying. Those prayers were heard. Those questions were heard. Those tears were seen. Nothing escaped heaven's attention. While you were waiting, heaven was working. While you were confused, heaven was arranging events. While you were searching for answers, heaven was positioning truth. That is why you must not lose hope now. You are closer to understanding than you realize. Some people listening to this message are standing at the edge of a major breakthrough. Not just spiritually. Emotionally. Mentally. Financially. Relationally. The removal of deception often creates room for blessing. When confusion leaves, clarity enters. When lies leave, truth enters. When hidden things are exposed, new opportunities appear. This is why the coming revelation matters so much. It is not merely about exposing someone. It is about opening the door to what comes next. And what comes next has the potential to change everything. There is a reason the enemy worked so hard to keep you distracted. There is a reason confusion followed you. There is a reason certain truths were delayed. Because once you understand what was really happening, your perspective changes forever. You stop doubting yourself. You stop second-guessing your instincts. You stop blaming yourself for circumstances created by others. And when that happens, you become stronger. Far stronger than those who tried to manipulate the situation expected. Beloved child, a spiritual shift is occurring around your home. The atmosphere is changing. The heaviness is lifting. The pressure is breaking. The energy of secrecy is weakening. What once felt hidden is moving toward visibility. What once felt impossible to understand is moving toward clarity. This shift will not happen all at once. It will happen step by step. Piece by piece. Truth by truth. But make no mistake. The process has begun. There are people who assumed they had more time. They assumed they could continue pretending. They assumed nobody would ever notice. They assumed the story would remain under their control. But control is slipping away. The truth is becoming stronger than the deception. And that changes everything. As these events unfold, remember this. Do not become consumed by bitterness. Bitterness blinds people. Bitterness traps people. Bitterness steals peace. You have been called to something greater. You have been called to wisdom. You have been called to discernment. You have been called to freedom. The exposure of another person should never become the prison of your own heart. Allow truth to do its work. Allow justice to take its course. Allow heaven to handle what belongs to heaven. Your role is to remain faithful. Your role is to remain aware. Your role is to keep moving forward. Beloved child, the next phase will reveal things that have remained hidden for a long time. Unexpected information. Unexpected conversations. Unexpected discoveries. And when they arrive, many pieces of your past will suddenly make sense. Questions that have followed you for years may finally receive answers. Mysteries may finally be solved. Confusion may finally disappear. This is why heaven wanted you prepared. Because revelation is coming. And revelation changes everything. The countdown continues. Not toward fear. Not toward disaster. But toward truth. Toward clarity. Toward understanding. Toward freedom. The house you are living in is about to witness a shift that nobody expected. The walls that silently observed everything are about to become witnesses to revelation. The atmosphere that carried hidden tension is about to change. And when it does, you will finally understand why heaven refused to let you skip this message. Because what is coming is bigger than exposure. It is the beginning of your liberation. And the next chapter is closer than ever before. The version of you that tolerated confusion is disappearing. The version of you that accepted uncertainty without question is fading. A stronger version is emerging. A wiser version. A more discerning version. A more courageous version. And that transformation is one of the greatest victories of all. Because sometimes heaven allows us to face difficult seasons not to break us, but to reveal who we truly are. And you are stronger than you know. Much stronger. The people who underestimated you are about to realize that. The people who thought confusion would weaken you are about to realize that. The people who believed delays would stop you are about to realize that. Because you are still standing. You are still moving forward. You are still here. And that alone is proof that the forces working against you failed. Beloved child, there is another message connected to the house you are living in. A cleansing is taking place. Not merely a physical cleansing. A spiritual one. Old tension is leaving. Old heaviness is leaving. Old confusion is leaving. The atmosphere is changing. You may notice it in unexpected ways. A sudden sense of peace. A strange feeling of relief. An unexpected desire to reorganize your surroundings. A feeling that something has finally shifted. Pay attention when these moments arrive. They are signs that the environment around you is changing. The spiritual weather is changing. And the change is working in your favor. Many people listening right now have felt stuck. Not completely trapped, but stuck. Like something invisible kept holding them back. Like progress came slower than expected. Like every breakthrough required 10 times more effort than it should have. If that describes you, listen carefully. The chain is weakening. The obstacle is weakening. The interference is weakening. And soon, movement will replace stagnation. Progress will replace frustration. Clarity will replace confusion. Beloved child, the woman connected to this situation may attempt to protect her image when truth begins to surface. This often happens. When exposure approaches, people become desperate. They try to explain away facts. They try to redirect attention. They try to create distractions. But truth has a unique power. Truth remains steady. Truth remains consistent. Truth remains visible. Even when people attempt to hide it. That is why you must remain patient. The facts will speak louder than emotions. Reality will speak louder than excuses. What is genuine will endure. What is false will eventually collapse. You do not need to force anything. The process is already in motion. Beloved child, there is a reason this message found you today rather than yesterday. And there is a reason it arrived now rather than next month. You are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back into fear. Back into doubt. Back into endless questioning. The other path leads toward trust. Toward wisdom. Toward confidence. Toward freedom. Choose the second path. Choose faith over fear. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose peace over anxiety. The coming revelation is not meant to scare you. It is meant to prepare you. Preparation creates confidence. And confidence allows you to move forward without panic. There is something beautiful waiting on the other side of this season. A fresh beginning. A restored sense of peace. A deeper understanding of yourself. A stronger connection with your purpose. And perhaps most importantly, freedom from the uncertainty that has followed you for so long. Beloved child, imagine waking up one morning and finally understanding what once seemed impossible to understand. Imagine finally seeing the missing pieces. Imagine finally realizing why certain events happened the way they did. Imagine finally recognizing that what looked like defeat was actually preparation. That day is approaching. And when it arrives, many things will suddenly make sense. You will see connections you never noticed before. You will understand lessons you once resisted. You will recognize protection where you once saw disappointment. You will discover purpose where you once saw confusion. That is what revelation does. It transforms perspective. It changes understanding. It brings hidden truths into the light. Beloved child, heaven's final message for you today is simple. Do not fear what is about to be revealed. Fear keeps people trapped. Truth sets people free. You are moving toward freedom. You are moving toward understanding. You are moving toward clarity. The countdown is not a countdown to loss. It is a countdown to revelation. The exposure is not the end. It is the beginning. The house you are living in is about to witness a significant shift. The atmosphere is changing. The hidden things are surfacing. The answers are approaching. And the next chapter of your life is already beginning. Stand firm. Remain watchful. Remain faithful. Remain calm. Because what heaven has prepared for you is greater than what tried to stop you. What is coming is stronger than what has been leaving. What is ahead is brighter than what is behind. And very soon, when the truth finally stands in the open, you will understand why every delay, every question, every mystery, and every moment of uncertainty led to this exact moment. The revelation is near. The breakthrough is near. The freedom is near. And your story is only beginning.